Rock. Born Rakim Allen on December 9th, 1991. He grew up on the north side of Philadelphia in the Germantown area, mainly off of the streets of Posterius and Baton, which he later would incorporate in his stage name to create PnB. Tragically, his father's life was taken away when he was just 3 years old. He had 4 brothers, 2 of them older and 2 of them younger, making him the middle child. His mother struggled to put food on the table, raising 5 boys on her own. The family would move around a lot and be in and out of local shelters, but would find support from Rock's Uncle Mo, his mother's younger brother who stepped up to the plate. Rock became rebellious at a young age, dealing with how strict his mother was and witnessing the freedoms that his friends had. He started smoking, staying out late, and getting in trouble with his friends, causing his mother to kick him out. His Uncle Mo was like a father figure to him, and the only person he would listen to, but he wasn't able to keep him from trouble. At 13, Rock was sent to a juvenile detention center after committing robberies and fighting at school. Sadly, when Rock was 15, he would lose his Uncle Mo to gun violence. With Mo being gone, he felt like he didn't have the guidance he needed. This caused him to drop out of high school and dive deeper into delinquent activities, ultimately landing himself a 33-month prison sentence by the age of 19. While he was locked up, he started writing the songs that would eventually become his first mixtape. He always had a passion for music and knew he had a voice for singing. This helped him get through his time as he wouldn't receive a lot of support from his family or friends while locked up. As part of his parole, he was put into a halfway house to help him transition back into society. He was allowed to leave for work but had to return home by curfew. This is when he would first start going to the studio to record music. He recorded the song Weekend Baby, which he uploaded to SoundCloud, giving him his initial buzz in Philadelphia. One day he decided not to check back into the halfway house and was then a wanted man. With his legal problems on the back burner, he continued recording what he had written while locked up. He would also engage with fans on Instagram, helping him to grow in popularity. As he saw a demand for his music, he had 200 copies of his first mixtape, RNB, put on CD, which he sold for $10. He would sell out on the first day, motivating him to push forward. He immediately began working on his second mixtape. He also started getting booked for shows, one of which he had in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where he was identified by the resort's facial recognition software while attending the casino. He was arrested and placed back into custody to serve the remainder of his time. He released his second mixtape, RNB2, from behind bars, grabbing even more attention. Labels began reaching out and he received a lot of fan mail. After his release, he signed to Atlantic Records in 2015 and released his third mixtape, RNB3. In June of 2016, he released the single Selfish, which peaked at number 51 on the US Billboard Hot 100. He also dropped a tape with Fetty Wap. Unfortunately, he lost his oldest brother to gun violence that year as well. In 2017, he dropped GTTM, Going Through the Motions. He was featured in the Fate of the Furious soundtrack. He made the XXL Freshman cover and released his debut album, Catch These Vibes. His second album, Trap Star Turned Pop Star, was released May of 2019. It peaked at number 4 on the US Billboard 100. He began to experience trouble with his label and didn't release any music until the end of 2021, putting out the EP To Get You Through the Rain. He independently released the mixtape SoundCloud Days on January 28, 2022. He was preparing for a comeback in the music scene after stepping back from his label situation. On September 12, 2022, he was out with his girlfriend eating lunch at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in LA, where he would become the victim of a robbery. He was shot after not meeting the robber's demands for his jewelry. He was transported to the hospital but tragically was pronounced dead shortly after. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding his death, but the fact remains a senseless act of violence claimed a man's life that day. PnB Rock was just 30 years old. He leaves behind 2 daughters and by them will truly be missed. Rest in peace, PnB Rock.